Welcome to Networks Professionals.
Welcome! So you're looking to either kickstart or really boost your career in cloud computing? Well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the Microsoft Azure Administrator certification. You know it as the AZ-104. Let's get right into it.
So, here's the game plan for this explainer. We're going to start with what the Azure 104 actually is and, more importantly, why it's such a big deal right now. Then we'll slice and dice the exam itself, give you a step-by-step plan to get ready, and then wrap up with the fun part, the career payoff this thing can unlock for you.
All right, let's dive in. First things first, what in the world is the AZ-104? At its heart, it's way more than just a certificate you hang on the wall. Think of it as your golden ticket, your key to a serious professional role in the cloud. To put it really simply, getting this certification is how you prove you have the real-world skills to implement, manage, and monitor a company's entire cloud setup on Microsoft Azure. It's like the official stamp of approval that says, yep, this person knows what they're doing.
But that's the real question, isn't it? Okay, so it has an official definition, but what does it actually mean for you, for your job prospects? Well, it's all about showing employers that you've got a very specific, and let me tell you, a very in-demand set of skills.
Now, this isn't really for someone just starting out on day one. It's designed for folks who've got the basics down and are ready to jump into a hands-on role. This cert proves you can handle the core services in Azure. We're talking virtual machines, storage, all the networking, and of course, security. Okay, so that leads us to the next big question. Why is this so important right now? In a nutshell, it's about making your career future-proof.
There are 4 huge reasons this is a game changer. First, let's be real. The whole tech world is shifting to the cloud, and Azure is one of the biggest players. Second, this cert is completely job-oriented. It lines up perfectly with roles that companies are desperate to fill. Third, you're learning practical skills, not just theory. And finally, it's the perfect stepping stone to even bigger, more advanced certs, like the Azure Solutions Architect.
All right, let's get to the part I know you've been waiting for, the exam itself. We're going to break down the blueprint so you know exactly what to expect. No surprises.
Now, just look at how this is weighted. Identity and governance and compute. Those are the 2 heavy hitters, each making up almost a quarter of the exam. That right there is a massive hint on where to spend your study time. Storage and networking are right behind, with monitoring rounding it out. And here are the quick facts. You've got about 100 minutes to tackle somewhere between 40 and 60 questions. It's definitely intermediate level, and a heads up, you do have to renew it every year. But hey, that's just how it is in the fast-moving world of cloud tech. It keeps you sharp.
So what's the investment? You're looking at about $165 to sit for the exam. But just remember, that price can change a bit depending on where you are in the world, so definitely check the official Microsoft site to be sure.
And this is the magic number, 700. Out of a possible 1,000, you need to hit 700 to pass. So you don't have to be perfect, you just have to show you're competent across all those different areas.
Okay, so knowing what's on the exam is half the battle, right? Now let's talk strategy. Here is a super clear, actionable plan to get you from here to certified. Follow these 5 steps and you'll be in great shape. 1. Make sure your fundamentals are rock solid. You should be comfy with the concepts from the AZ-900. 2. Dive into the free resources on Microsoft Learn. They're fantastic. 3, and this one is absolutely non-negotiable, get your hands dirty. Set up a free Azure account and just start building stuff. 4, take practice tests to see where you're weak. And 5, when you revise, really zero in on the big topics like RBAC, that's role-based access control, plus networking and storage.
And here's a little pro tip from people who have been in the trenches and taken this exam. You'll see this all over places like Reddit. The questions aren't just multiple choice about facts. They're based on real-world scenarios. It's not about what you've memorized, it's about what you actually understand.
And that is exactly why that hands-on practice we just talked about is so critical. The exam is going to throw case studies and problems at you. You'll need to look at a situation and figure out the best thing to do. And you can only learn that by doing, not by just reading a textbook.
Which brings us to the final, and let's be honest, the most exciting part of all this, the payoff. What happens after you pass? What kind of doors did this certification actually open? Well, once you've got AZ-104 on your resume, you instantly become a much stronger candidate for some of the hottest jobs in tech right now. We're talking Azure Administrator, Cloud Engineer, or a cloud-focused IT support engineer.
It's also the perfect jumping-off point if you want to get into the world of DevOps.
And again, don't just take my word for it. The community confirms this. Job postings are filled with requirements for Azure skills. Having this official piece of paper doesn't just get your resume to the top of the pile. It can seriously impact how much you earn. It's a clear signal to any employer that you're the real deal.
So who is this for? Well, it's a perfect next step for IT students who want to specialize, for system admins or networking pros looking to transition to the cloud. Really, for anyone who's got the basics down and is ready to get serious about their cloud career.
So to wrap it all up, the best way to think about the AZ-104 is as your gateway. It's practical, it makes you job ready on day one, and it builds an incredibly strong foundation for a long and successful career in the cloud. It really sets you up for those more advanced roles down the road.
So there you have it. That's the entire roadmap, from what the AZ-104 is and why you should care, all the way to how to pass it and what comes next. The only question left is, are you ready to start your journey?
Thanks for watching.